Hello, I just wanted to go through something that I ended up capturing on December 24th, 2016 here in Sylmar. I just wanted to go over a little bit about my thought process. Now, I'm not saying that this is a UFO, okay, or a mimic, but I kind of wanted to go over what I'm seeing in this object. First of all, I ended up capturing this thing at 12 o'clock in the afternoon. I called and this one showed up in about an hour. Actually, 3 things showed up. This is the 3rd thing. Now, this thing was far away, but I was able to capture it with my P900, and it was moving very fast. It was moving southeast. Upon putting it onto my computer, I ended up seeing a little more. So when I blew it up on my computer, to me it looked like a Mickey Mouse balloon, the balloon that's within a balloon. They call these things deco balloons. The things that really stood out to me on this one was, first of all, I guess I was in the right place at the right time. I looked online and Disneyland opened at 8 a.m. and closed at 12 a.m. If this was a Mickey Mouse deco balloon, the only place to buy one is Disneyland. Disneyland is in Anaheim, which is about a 2-hour drive away from here. And I'll tell you, it was heading in that direction. You would have to imagine a lot for me to see this when and where I did. But for this one, I wanted you to concentrate on the tether. As you can see, it looks like the length of this tether is slightly longer than the height of the balloon, which tells me that this thing was cut. Since this object was captured at 12 p.m., the sun was high in the sky as noted by the reflection on top of the object. Here's another one that made me stop and think. I captured these next few with Robert Bingham recently at MacArthur Park close to downtown Los Angeles. We saw like 6 or 7 things at this park, but this is the first one that we saw. It looked blue from the distance, but it was green and looked like a latex balloon to me. It had a very small tether neck on it and looked more round rather than oblong like a typical latex balloon shape. This one came without a tether, which I thought was strange, but I think the only other thing that I thought was strange on it is that it looked like it was growing a pimple. No words on it, just some glob, and you would think that gravity would rotate it to the bottom. Here's another one of my favorites during that day at MacArthur Park. This one either had 2 or 3 short tethers on it. One of the tethers seemed to be bent in an L position, which is not normal. It literally looks like it was starched in that position. Please know that even cut tethers point down to the ground. This object was another one that was perfectly round and not oblong. It's funny that we cannot go by what we see in this video. We are forced to use our imagination to fill in the blanks on why this has very short tethers. Again, we seem to be in the right place at the right time in order to capture this out of the ordinary circumstance. It's also funny that what we see is continually shaped by the forces of coincidence. Is coincidence a word we use when we can't see the strings and levers? Is every time we get together, call to the skies and capture weird stuff on video a fortunate coincidence? They say that once is happenstance, twice is coincidence, 3 times something's going on, and that it's gotta be on purpose. So this last one looked like an ordinary yellow latex balloon. It had a tether and it was flopping around, which is not that unusual. Although I didn't realize it at the time, I was in for a treat. I thought I was going to capture something ordinary, and it turned into something extraordinary. In just a moment, you'll see a flyby. I actually measured how fast it was traveling. It traveled 54 feet per second or 37 miles per hour. Flybys have always been my favorite. Come join us so we can see flybys together. Please join LA UFO Channel on meetup.com. We'll let you know when our next UFO sighting event is. We'll see you next time.